Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So I have an exciting video, guys. If you're feeling stuck, like you're getting no movement and things aren't moving in your reality, this video is for you. I'm going to have some tips and tricks for you to get things moving in your reality. Guys, just before I dive into it, we're giving away a free course, how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. Link is in the description. It's going to help you to build your mental diet. And of course, also we do have a manifesting journal, which is amazing. It's on Amazon. It's a daily manifesting journal. This journal is great because it's got instructions in it. You can manifest your big goal or just do 3 little goals a day to help you build your confidence and belief in manifesting. The link is in the description below, as well as we do have a journal. I love paper and pens. I mean, if you guys don't like paper and pens, you can always do this on regular paper, but I like little books. This one feels really nice. This one's a mental diet journal, and it's going to help you to basically change your story and your assumptions and create a new mental diet. As you can see, I've been using mine. I absolutely love it. I used to do it just on paper, so you can do it just on paper. We're actually going to talk about how to do the mental diet journal on your own with paper in this video, or you can get the book from Amazon, link in the description, up to you. I just like, things like pens and books. Like I got these cute little gel pens that smell like Tutti Frutti. Absolutely love it. I don't know. It's a thing. I don't know if anyone's like me. I love journals. I got so many journals and books. It's nuts, right? So yeah, let's dive into this. So, if you're feeling stuck, I think the biggest thing for us to look at is what story are we telling ourselves? What assumptions do we have about our situation? Okay. First of all, I'm just going to explain. Okay. So I say blocks, limiting beliefs, or resistance. I mean the same thing when I say all of them. Now, that may not be the definition out in the law of assumption and law of attraction world, but when I refer to something as a block or a limiting belief or a resistance, I'm talking about the same thing. Basically, what it comes down to is your thoughts create. Either your thought is in line with what you want or it's not in line with what you want. If it's not in line with what you want, that's what I would refer to as a block, a limiting belief. Resistance is because you've got some opposing story assumptions to what you're actually manifesting. Okay, so I'm not saying, well, you know what, you got a block, it's this big thing that you can't move. No, a block is simply, when I say it, and then what I mean is a thought that is not in line with your end goal. So let's say, for instance, you want Jerry to spend some time with you, but then you have a thought, he's always busy. That thought is either a limiting belief, resistance, or a block. That's it. I mean, I use them interchangeably. I don't think that there's really any need to complicate it, because it really comes down to, like I said, either your thought is in line with what you want, which is in the same vibration, or it resonates with what you want, or it's in line with that, or it's not. Those are the only 2 options that you have. So, when you take a look, when you're stuck and you're not getting any movement, and I would say, basically manifestation is instant. Everyone is you pushed out is instant. Your thoughts are instantly going to other people. Now, you may say, Amanda, if my thoughts are instantly going to other people, why aren't my thoughts reflecting back to me? Why isn't this working? Well, because there's probably some other assumptions in there that are actually in the way, blocking it, causing resistance. Okay. So, we can't have duality, right? So we can't have, the desire of wanting to be in a relationship with Jerry and then having the assumption that Jerry has baggage and doesn't want to be in a relationship. That thought that Jerry has baggage and doesn't want to be in a relationship has to be altered. It has to be changed. It has to be changed in your mind to be in line with him wanting a relationship. So if he wanted to be in a relationship with you, or let's go to the end, he is in a relationship with you, would you be thinking to yourself, Jerry's got baggage and doesn't want to be in a relationship? Absolutely not. Your thought would be, Jerry's over his baggage and he's more than happy. He loves being in a relationship with me, right? So you've got to change our story and our assumptions that we're having of our situation. And we need to make sure that basically all of our thoughts and assumptions are in line with what our end goal is. And it's up to us to identify what thoughts we're having that are either in line, getting us into our goal, or that are actually blocking us, limiting us, or causing resistance to us to not getting to our goal. Okay. So I think, if there's overthinking of what a block is, do I have blocks? Okay, no. Again, if you were in a relationship with Jerry, would you be questioning if you had a block? No. If you were in a relationship with Jerry, would you be questioning why he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you? No. So all your thoughts have to come from, I'm in this relationship, okay? And what is the other person thinking? What am I assuming of the other person? Okay. So when you're coming from that place, the end goal that you want to be, okay, you're going to start to be able to see what thoughts you have that are in line with what you want and that aren't in line with what you want. So what I would suggest, and actually, let's use the book. Okay. So when you're stuck and not getting movement, and I would say, if things aren't happening like within a couple days for you, a week most, okay? So if you're not seeing results like within 1-2 weeks, right, then, and you're worrying a lot about why it's not showing up, then I would suggest doing this. Like if it's something you thought of once and like you're not like, having any negative worrying thoughts about it, then you're probably good, okay? Because it's all those negative worrying thoughts that are also going to block it, their limiting beliefs, their resistance, right? So if you're wondering why something hasn't happened yet, or, it's like you're not getting any movement and you're seeing, more things reflect out in your 3D that you don't like with that situation, then you're going to want to do this. Okay. So I'm not suggesting everybody has blocks. I'm not suggesting you have blocks or resistance or limiting beliefs. I'm just suggesting if you're not getting what you want in your reality right now, then we may need to change some of the thoughts that we're having, because our thoughts create our reality. Our thoughts create. Okay. So if we're not seeing what we want, then we need to change our thoughts. Like for instance, and you can do it in a second. Like for instance, yesterday actually, I was out with Andrew and I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, he's getting hungry. He's probably starting to get crabby. And then sure enough, he started getting crabby. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like, that was fast. And then I'm like, I intend he apologizes and he's in a good mood because we're going to go eat something. And then he was like, he asked me like, we got to eat something. I'm hungry. And I said, okay, well, we'll just go home and make sandwiches. Right. And the minute I said that, he was like, well, I'm sorry. I'm just hungry. And I didn't know what we were doing. I thought we were going to go shopping next. So I'm like, no, if you're hungry, we'll go figure that out. And then he's like apologized and he was instantly happy. So, things are constantly fluid and constantly, being created in your reality. Your thoughts are constantly going out. So we want to organize your thoughts. We want to identify your thoughts, and we want to get all your thoughts in line, in the same vibration as what you want to create, right? So what I suggest doing, right, and you can do this on a piece of paper, is write your goal. Okay. So let's say your goal is, to manifest a commitment with Jerry, okay, or to be in a relationship with Jerry, a committed relationship with Jerry. We'd write that on the top, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to write down all of your beliefs, your limited beliefs, the beliefs or the blocks or the story or the assumptions that you are having, your worries, anything that you feel like is not in line. You can also write all of your beliefs in here, and then you can just pick out the ones that you want to keep and that you don't want to keep. That you can also do it that way as well. So write out all of your beliefs and thoughts on your piece of paper, okay? And then go through that entire list, right? And that list can also include things like things that you've had show up in your reality. So Jerry always says he's busy. Jerry prioritizes his friends. Jerry says that he had his last relationship that didn't work out, right? You can go through and list all of those things. And when you go through and list all of those things, you can also list things in there that are good. Like, oh, Jerry, tells me that he loves spending time with me, right? But then you've got Jerry's busy. So you would take all of the things that aren't working for you and you would cross them out and then write them beside it. Okay. And in that new list, your new changed intentions, write out all those new intentions. Now you can also transfer over any of the good ones that you want to keep. And then that's your new intention list. Okay. And you want to read that new intention list for at least 2-3 times a day to start with. And then after that, once they start becoming, easy to recall, like you might notice at first that reading that list might be very difficult. It might be sort of staticky in your head, but read that list, okay? Read it until you start to feel those things. Start to feel them, like you're like, okay, and you start, because the more you repeat it, you're going to believe it, okay? So this is what I do. I read that list for a couple days, 3 times a day. And then whenever I think of the situation, because I've been reading those, they start to come to me. And I'm like, yeah, no, Jerry's over his baggage and he's ready for a relationship. You'll also find that when you write out those thoughts that you have, those assumptions that are not in line with what you want, you'll find that it really only comes down to like one or two main things, right? So you can also add to your list of changed intentions what you're going to see, hear, and feel, right? What are you going to see, Jerry? How often you see Jerry? What are you going to hear him say? How are you going to feel when you're around him? You know, like, what are you guys going to do together? What's, you know, what are you going to see, hear, and feel when you have what you want? Okay, so you can spend time adding to that as well, because basically once you paint the picture of what your new reality looks like, and the more detail you put into it, the better, because then there's more chance that that stuff is going to show up. Right. And then you just got to keep on a mental diet. When you have a negative thought, like, oh, Jerry might stand me up tonight because I know his friends are going to like the game. And then you're like, no, Jerry's going to see me over his friends because he makes me a priority and he wants to be with me. Right. And then boom. Or you can even change it to, well, Jerry's going to invite me to go with his friends. Right. However you want to do it, it's your reality. You just need to get clear on what it is you actually want and what that new reality looks like. Okay. So yeah, I intend this video helps you guys so very much. So remember, you can use the book off Amazon, or you can do it on a pen and paper yourself. I mean, either way, I just manifested it because it's something I wanted in existence for me, and I'm really happy I did. But, you know, I mean, you guys have the power to do all of this yourselves. You guys are all powerful creators, and all you need to know is your thoughts create. You're either focusing on what you want, or you're focusing on a thought and you're entertaining thoughts that are not going to get you what you want, right? And you know, it's as simple as just listening to yourself and staying on a mental diet. And when you have a thought that is not in line with what you want, catching yourself and saying, do I really want to create that? And if the answer is no, change it to what you want instead, right? And if you do that all day, I can guarantee, you know, you'll get really quick results, like really quick results, right? So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I intend that each and every one of you guys is successful. That's why, you know, I get up every day and I do this. And that's why me and all the coaches here get up every day and do this, because, you know, we share what we know, what works for us. I mean, take what's going to work for you, leave what doesn't. You know, everybody's got to learn on their own how they create and understand it for themselves, because, you know, it's like driving a car. You know, you can read a book, you can watch videos on it, but you need to get behind the wheel and you need to do it. And you create your own habits, you create your own beliefs, you create your own. So get to learn how your car drives, right? And do it for yourself, because it's all about doing and being in the moment and doing it, right? So, but we're all happy here if we're able to guide you and help you on that, whether it's in the videos or coaching or anything like that. We're here for you. You're not alone, and we intend all of you guys are successful. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.